bench press, put the weight on there, just pow, 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 just bounce. What is up, guys? Ronnie Tisdale here. Finally back with another video. Took some time off, got a camera, got a little bit more set up here. Hopefully my video quality can come out so I can give you guys better content, because we're coming up closer to my show and I'm gonna come out with an episode here, a series. On my road to the show, it's gonna be called Fat to Jacked, okay? Fat to Jacked, 14 weeks out, my first bodybuilding show, okay? So stay tuned for that, it's gonna be good. But today, I'm gonna be talking about the 7 things that I wish I would have known before I started the gym. Now, I've always been in the gym, not like starting, obviously, before I even started the gym when I was a young kid, doing MMA, wrestling, football, and all that, but like before I actually started hitting the weight room hard and trying to gain muscle and basically get stronger, because, you know, everybody wants to be strong. I get it, for sure. Not my goal anymore, but even when I was trying to put on muscle, I still wanted to be as strong as possible. So, first tip I got for you, or, well, not first tip, but the first thing that I wish I would have known before I started this kind of bodybuilding journey and being in the gym and stuff like that is form over weights. If you have to go down and do the bar for anything, bench press, anything, the lighter you can go with the better form. One, less risk of injury, okay? If you're injured, you can't train, therefore you can't get in the gym, therefore you're not getting any muscle, so it's pointless to put all this weight on there, get injured while you're doing it, and now you can't train. Now you're back to square one trying to regain the muscle again. So it doesn't make any sense. Me, like I said, I wish I would have known that, because I got in there and I just want to throw weight on there. I wanted to be a big guy. I wanted to throw some weight around. I was pretty strong, so I just threw weight on there without the correct form. I'm talking bench press, put the weight on there, just pow, 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 just bounce it off my chest. And same with the squat. I would start at the top and I would just slingshot at the bottom, bounce out of the hole, and come back up, and it took a toll on my knees, my hips. I started getting injury after injury after injury. I was in and out of the gym from injuries. Couldn't train. Was getting fat. It's all around not a good thing. And when you lift with better form, you're going to see better results. So let alone you're staying away from the injuries with better form, but also you're going to get better results. You're going to gain muscle. And most of the time when you do the technique right, you're going to lift more anyways. So if that's one tip I can give you guys, definitely listen to that one. Number 2, nutrition is key, at least for me, because before I was eating pretty much anything in sight. Or gotta eat big to get big, right? That's what, you know, we always heard. You know, you want to be as big as possible to lift as much weight as possible. Which is true. Weight moves weight. We know that. Weight moves weight. But there comes a point where you start to feel like shit, honestly. You're just eating everything in sight. Oh, I'm a power lifter. I want to get strong, so I'm just going to eat everything. And it's just not good. And then you're technically stronger. So the lighter you are, and if you can lift almost the same amount of weight as when you were fat and heavy because you were a powerlifter and you had to be bulking and fat, if you lose the weight, get down to a lean body mass, like 12 to 15%, and can lift almost the same amount of weight, or usually you sometimes don't even lose that much and your strength gains, you're technically stronger because you're lighter and lifting the same amount of weight. So why wouldn't you want to be as light as possible or as shredded as possible? Of course, to be able to keep your strength gains, but so around that 12 to 15%, I would say. Some people can do it a little bit less, but most people are around that 12 to 15%. Nutrition is key when it comes to that. When you're first starting out, obviously you're gonna get your newbie gains, so you can pretty much eat like shit. If you've never been in the gym before, you're gonna gain a crazy amount of muscle, but making sure you're not eating an obsessive amount of calories, or on the opposite end, make sure you're actually eating. Most of the time people are eating enough because, you know, in this country, most of us are obese. That's just how the standard is nowadays. But there are those few people that aren't eating enough, and you're not going to see gains in the gym either. So make sure your nutrition's on key. I'm not saying you have to kill yourself once you start the gym. Oh, I gotta start eating chicken, broccoli, and rice. You don't have to do that, but keep an eye on it. Count your calories. Make sure you're eating enough protein. Carbs and fat doesn't matter, but most people are getting enough protein today. But just make sure you're getting enough protein, about 1 gram per body weight, and you're eating enough or not eating too much, because you don't want to get fat. Number 3, stop ego lifting. This is like the biggest killer in the gym. This will take you out so fast. It's terrible, and it sucks, because the first thing people always ask you, or Oh, when they're talking to you and you're just trying to, oh, how much do you bench? Oh, how much do you squat? Oh, how much do you deadlift? Or how much do you curl? And it's just insane. So we're all chasing these heavy bench presses and these heavy numbers and stuff like that. So we all go in there with the mentality of, oh, I'm gonna go in today, I'm gonna bench 315. I'm gonna bench 315 for one. So we do some shitty ass warm up, put 315 on the bar, and probably just bounce it off your chest and throw it up there, and yeah, you know, and you didn't get anything out of it all. Yeah, you might have benched 315. You probably tore your pec or bounced it off your chest, caved your chest in. I don't know. Like I said, I've done it. I'm telling you guys stuff that I did that I wish I wouldn't have. So I would go in there and I would look around. People ask me how much bench, and I wanted to be strong, so do 135, 225, 315, and then I'd press it. No, just, and it was all about ego. You know, you look around and I get it. It's a hard thing to not do. You look around, people are benching heavy weight, and you want to be that person, and you want to show people how strong you are. I mean, because if you worked for it or whatever, but it's just not worth it, guys. Just the injuries that come with it, and at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. Unless you're literally a power lifter, your one rep does not matter at all. Because your one rep's not going to build muscle. It's not going to get you the girls. It's honestly not going to do anything for you but hurt you. And you might get it, oh, that's cool. But most people say they lift more. So that's just how it works in the gym. So take the ego out of it, guys. Slow it down. Lower the weight. Do more reps. Gain more muscle. Using gear isn't for pussies. And I don't mean gear, steroids, anything like that. Gear as in elbow sleeves, wrist wraps, belts. I know when I first started, a lot of people were like, you know, if you had an elbow sleeve on, oh, why are you using that? You don't need that. That's just to help you get it up. Blah, 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 you know. And I believed it at first. I was like, yeah, I don't use that shit. So stupid. If you can wear something to prevent you from being injured, then wear it. It's not, obviously, you know, you got the benching suits, stuff like that. I don't suggest wearing those every single day to the gym. But your elbow sleeves, not like, you know, the thick ones, but like a good elbow sleeve, you know, your wrist wraps, keeping your wrist straight and stuff like that. Knee sleeves, I do not do anything without my knee sleeves. Nope. My knees are terrible, and I'm going to be wearing knee sleeves forever. Not because I'm a pussy, because I want to be able to do this for a long time. Longevity, we want to be able to do this as long as possible with as less injuries as possible. Take it from a guy who's had countless injuries, herniated disc, 2 knee surgeries, torn pec, hamstring pull, groin tear. I mean, it was a never-ending cycle because I was doing everything wrong. I was doing all this stuff that I'm telling you guys right now. And I'm telling you, if you just listen to this stuff, you're going to stay away from the injuries. It may not happen now. You might have good genetics and great ability to just not to stay away from the injuries, but I promise you, it's all going to catch up to you and it'll happen, okay? So don't be afraid to wear the knee wraps and elbow sleeves and your wrist wraps. Doesn't mean or the clips on the side of the bar. Jesus, I see people all the time. Oh, clips are pussies. You should control the weight. No, put the clips on there, man. Stop getting injured. Don't listen. It's fine. Use whatever's going to help you from keeping injured. That's all that matters. So number 5. Cardio does not strip your muscle. This was one of the biggest dummy-headed moves that I did when I was trying to powerlift and lifting and stuff like that. Oh, I don't do cardio. I'm a powerlifter. I don't need to do cardio. I focus on strength. If I do any amount of cardio, I'm going to lose all the muscle in my body. That was just a pure excuse to not have to do any cardio at all. Honestly, it was a poor excuse to not to have to do any cardio. Cardio is going to do nothing but help you. Obviously, not like the extreme hardcore cardio. True real HIIT cardio, not the HIIT cardio that you see people talk about where you're doing like a minute of like moderate exercise on the jump rope and then taking a break. Real HIIT cardio, intense stuff like that can break down your muscle a little bit. Not crazy like you would think though. like heavy, intense running and stuff like that, yeah, I get that. But you can do moderate, intense cardio and keep all your muscle. All your muscle. I never did cardio. I was overweight as shit. Yeah, I lifted a lot, but I was fat. My heart was terrible. My blood pressure was high. I couldn't walk up the stairs. I couldn't play with my son without breathing heavily. But I thought, oh, I'm a powerlifter. I'm strong. This is what it takes. You don't do cardio. No. Your heart's a muscle too, guys. And we got to work it out just the same. And I would say, it's, as Coach Greg would say, it's more important than the biceps, right? So we want to stay healthy. Do your cardio, exercise that heart. It's going to make you feel better. You're going to be able to train harder because when you get those muscles to adapt to cardio, doing 30, 45 minutes, elliptical, Stairmaster, like I said, try to stay away from running because that eccentric load, that drawing on the knees is brutal. It can tear down some of the muscle in your legs. But Stairmaster, elliptical, 30, 45 minutes, stop doing 5, 10 minutes thinking that's a cardio session because it's not. 150 minutes of moderately intense cardio a week is perfect. But it's going to help you lose fat. You're going to look better. You're going to feel better. You can train harder. You can train smoother. You can take less breaks in between your sets. It's going to do nothing but help. So take it from me. Do the cardio. Stop avoiding it. By avoiding it, all it's doing is making you fat. Nothing else. It's just making you fat. Number 6, stop the bro splits. This was a terrible thing. When after I got out of powerlifting, this is what I did. One body part on that day, 6 days a week. I would do chest on Monday, triceps on Tuesday, or arms on Tuesday, shoulders on Wednesday, legs on Thursday, Friday probably back, and then I maybe did some accessories or probably didn't even work out at all. The worst thing I did, I wasted probably a year on doing that. I mean, I didn't get anything out of it. And the thing is, training your body part one time a week like that, unless you're like Johnny Shreve actually just did a video on it, unless you're an Olympic bodybuilding competitor who's been doing it that way and their bodies has adapted to, and they're on PEDs and all that kind of stuff too. Your body is adapted to that type of training and you can get it the maximum amount of muscle growth out of doing that, then by all means. But you're not, like he did a video on Jay Cutler. You're not Jay Cutler, okay? Most people are not going to get, you need 12 to 20 hard sets a week. And as hard as you would have to go on that one muscle group each week, you're going to be sore forever and you're just not going to have the right recovery. You're probably not going to be able to push 12 to 20 hard sets in one day. Being real with you, most people don't even train that hard to begin with, let alone hard enough to be able to hit their chest all in one day and get the maximal amount of muscle growth out of it. Split it up. Do it all twice a week, 3 times a week, 2 or 3 times a week. Stop doing it once. Do shoulders, chest on Monday, and then back and buys Tuesday, Wednesday legs, then repeat the cycle. You can focus more on one part than the other each, but hit the whole body part twice a week. It's going to benefit you so much. Stop doing the bro split. It's really not helping you, I promise. And number 7, the last tip I got for you guys, I would say is pretty important because when I first started out, I was like, oh, that guy is fucking huge. Look how jacked he is. He must know what he's doing. That's not always the case, guys. Just because you got someone in there who's shredded, probably could be even a bodybuilder or something like that, doesn't mean they know more than you. It doesn't mean that they're the smartest person in the gym. It could mean that they just have the better genetics, or they have a coach, they don't know what they're doing, they just do what their coach tells them to. I'm not saying this is always the case, but I'm saying be careful because bigger doesn't always mean smarter, okay? Just because they're huge and they're bigger than you and they lift more than you does not mean they know more than you. So if you see someone deadlifting, benching, they're benching all this mad weight and they're jacked out of their mind, just be careful because it doesn't always mean that they're doing it right. So take that into account because I've had some, I wouldn't even say some, I've had a lot of bad advice just because I've had that mentality. And the last thing I would say is hire a good coach. That's probably your best way to reach your goals the fastest. Hire a coach and stop eating too much. Alright, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe, tap the bell button so that way you get notified when I post videos. Like I said, I got my series coming out, Fat to Jacked. We'll be filming the first episode here soon. I'm about 14 weeks out from my comp. I'll start out with probably 1 or 2 videos. 1 video a week, 1 episode until I get closer to the show. And as I get closer, I'll come out with more so you guys can see the physique changes as I go. It's my first show and I'm doing classic and bodybuilding, so it's gonna be crazy for sure. Training hard, got a good coach, got a lot of support, and we'll see what happens. So thank you guys.